I'm here to talk about the loop-de-loop setting that we're in. And we can stop saying 2020 or 2024. Just say 24. We're in the 20s. And back in the 20s, when they created the depression for the narcissists, there's always an in trend in general for narcissists. There's the in suggestion that they take up. It sticks. They are, if you really want to get into characterization, I mean, they are the sticky people or the prickly people, perhaps. Very boring. Very boring, but they're deathly serious about their trends, whether it's political or even just leisure, right? But getting back to how sticky means that if you're not careful, it'll get on you, and then you feel like something is sticking, and you get stuck. You're stuck. And that's what I'm talking about. This world, what it is truly. A lot of people don't know this because you're probably mainly you are living in fear, which is another way to say that you're living in the mind mainly. And you're holding on to whatever it needs in order to be more real than me. That's why I'm just not ever going to see anybody ever again. I think that I'm going to be changing my SM. It's like a big bye, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm still here. But you will have to pay me to get the goods, if you really want to see anything like this or whatever. And yeah, because you have no idea, but I would love, see, this is where I keep saying this, but I'm not going to really say it all here, and I shouldn't say it all ever. I mean, we can go general, and it's just like you, I'm sure. You need a better love life, number one, because that's what's going to solve all other problems. Love, getting down to what brings you joy, uplifts you into buoyancy of, I want to be seen. Why? Well, you know what? Love, people practicing a love around you. See, it's very controversial and we need to bring it out. And this is what the Pluto generation will certainly do as soon as we're done getting mangled one more time. But it's like, you know what? It's over. Now, if you know about the Libra generation, they always said, I love, until after the 40s, after the Second World War. It was before, see, all of the material before then always said, in any English language written, Libra says, I love. But then after the 40s, for whatever reason, they turned it to I balance. Could be a good or bad thing. Whatever is doing something with the interfacing system that is the English alphabet sent from outer space that starts to manipulate language and how we begin to perceive in connection to these words might be actual benevolence that wants us to see something more simply and less like way off, like fairy tale, just a concept, and you have to imagine. And it's like, no, you don't need to imagine or even believe the simple truth here. And some of my videos here, I'm getting excited about showing you what it is that I've embodied or have just been chosen to look into, and it's not anything new. In fact, a lot of people already know about it. It was the year, or say the year, my year, 3 years ago or so, that I become a Gemini rising. You have a progress chart. See, like you have your birth chart, and then over that is your now you're going to progress from year to year. It goes one day, and you're progressing. It's really interesting. It's kind of talk about the loop setting that we're in, babes. If the world is functioning this way via having scientists found out, and when we say scientists, babe, we're talking about creators of creation, real science. And of course, there's so much that you can figure out here, but unless you understand that you are it, and you're trying to be like an eye or a finger pointing back at itself when you're trying to look at how is it all rendering up, then you're not ever going to catch the simplicity of the true scene, babes. And I've tried to write it here in my last video. I think I showed you the word science. The main word in it, here, I'll write it again. The main word in it is C, okay? C. But there's a lot of symbolism in the word science that is very interesting. See, I don't know everything. See, I'm pretty sure that the actual letter C, which happens to sound like the word see, looking, watching, seeing. If you don't think that the letter C and the word see sounds identical, you're not safe for the kids. Might I suggest to take birth control until we figure out why you can't use your ears very well. Anyway, sorry. Okay, now, science, real science involves using your senses here. Seeing is bleeding, but really they say that for a reason. You want to, replace it with that. Science, pardon me. It has two C's in it, and I think I've already done this before. I can tell. It's just in my Bible here. See, I'm trying to create. Oh, this is a whole different other piece of. I remember I found a whole other. It's what is called infinite truth. This is, ultimate truth. This is the ultimate truth right here. See, flip through. It's what is called. It's called now. 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 It only lasts about 0.0032 seconds or something. There's a certain scientific frame that they figured out. You know what? A human being's real life. Now you want to talk about the body of Christ? Take a deep breath and try and handle it. Woo! If you ever caught a glimpse of it, well, you'll have to catch a glimpse of the whole other spectrum is the living dead who has no idea not only how long their life really is, but where it is and how it is. There's where we get into just, I guess we can start with science. In my new Bible, we'll start with what's seen. What's seen? See, in the word science is the word seen, plain as day. You don't have to do much but just to look at it. Look at the words that are in there, the birds in the word. That's really what you want to do. Birds in the word are real as sheep. Sheep's here, the sheep's here. Where's my other Bible? It helps to get my other Bible. You see, I do have, you want to be careful of being at heist, right? There's three spectrums to realize that I'm pointing at through here. See, mainly when we talk about birds in the words, that's the funnest. That's the middle spectrum, which is called the meadows. See, we are the sheep in the meadows, according to the creators up in outer space, whom one day for them is like one day for them in perception. When they look down on us. For us is 250 years. Flash for them. So they're operating, and you can know this too. See, this is not known. This can be known, unfortunately, by the enemy, where through this the fact that there's an experiment happening here on this planet. It's a very much kind of a game where is the human race, so-called, going to make it? Or is the robot race going to keep using all of the material that is the same that's needed to perpetuate life on this planet, so-called? See, the problem with the binary processors, which is the narcissist and or AI, is that I'm I'm dead I'm dead serious about this. See, you need to look this up yourself. Go away from the blonde woman that you're only trying to see if you can catch a side of her nipple through her shirt. And it was worth it now after 10 minutes, just because I said that. But I take myself more seriously than you do, and that's all that matters. I know what I'm doing. I'm a scientist, by the way. Babe, the best scientists on this planet who have gotten real shit done were women. When I say were, oh, can't find much of those anymore. It's really sad here. Really sad place. Sado. It's a sado place. You know, whatever you do, don't give them loosh. Don't let them know that you found out and how hopeless it is that you know that, like, Jesus, is somebody doing okay? Right on schedule. Yeah, that's kind of the way it is. You know, by the time you get a scientist like Jesus here to tell you, it's like, by the way, and let's hope Creator in heaven forgives you people because you have no idea what you're doing, because I sure won't. No, I was trying to tell you, getting back to you, because now what Creator have given you is 2 eyes, 2 ears, your whole body, all of this. What are you going to do? Really? See, the stuff that we hear as mainstream that has just drilled in as people think it's, oh, that's it. That's keep regurgitating it. Includes that Bible over there that says something about, oh, you have dominion here. Well, you know what? I don't doubt that there's a whole philosophy or religion or way to speak and even hear it coming out of an ungodly, trapped, broken civilization that is left tooling about here and isn't allowed to see anything more until it wakes the fuck up. And what do you think waking up is? That you see a little more. See science. The reason why that there's the lowercase I, the I anywhere, lowercase is how you're supposed to see it. We're talking about divinity. We are talking about divinity. Everybody has to say I for a reason. And they're also an antenna. See, that just if you knew the symbolism of the I think I've already written this down, and it's good that it repeats and comes out. See, when I start doing things that repeat, and it comes out as a flow in my Bible, it's already here in the original. Why is this important? Because, well, science has to do with the truth. And indeed, it should. There are shoulds here. What are shoulds? Souls. Now, souls. You see these two? That's soul. Souls. There are shoulds. They are souls. If you want to graduate into soul, see, a lot of people just think, oh, we are one with the soul. And it's like, not everybody is, babe. And you're just conceptualizing. Congratulations. Can you make sense here? Why do we feel so alone here and that hardly anybody has soul? But you're saying, oh, that's just the way it is, you know. Here's the soul right here, and then, but, you know, you're on earth, and then here's all the people. Okay, good. I'm glad you've conceptualized it that way, and that you can have fun with the kids all you want, but they're going to wonder, haven't you seen the fucking prison around you? And how stupid it's getting? And it get more and more stupid, babes. I've been talking to you about the one dog here that basically, okay, I understand. It's like, okay, I let it go for a year. Otherwise, if somebody like me or somebody else, and somebody else too, is letting it go for an entire year, that this dog, it's weird. Does everybody wear fucking earphones? You people are dangerous, by the way. We can't rely on you because you're using an earfold and you're using blindfolds. What the fuck are we going to do with the dead weight? Because we're trying to see the whole problem, the whole thing, God, you know, because We want it to be a good enough sanctuary here so that we're not distracted in case there are shoulds here. I'm sorry, souls. In case there was a possibility to become a soul. Do you think there is a required status as maybe just a human being? Now, I'm here to tell you that very few are making it as human beings here. Now, I'm saying now that there's an organism that displays that maybe half are making it to full-fledged human beings. Now let's talk about whether or not these are alive people. See, if they're alive, they're not making it to human being, whether it's a man or woman. Now, if it's a dead woman or a dead mother, she's not a human being. Scratch that. She's not. See, she can have all the kids she wants, and that thing still has a possibility of becoming human also, unfortunately, even if it's born as a woman, because, and I'm telling you something serious here, the real religion on this plane is men and women. One of them is born not to their own intelligence system. They have to seek it. And it's a roundabout, loop-de-loop kind of a delicacy thing that a man has to regain. He has to go to church. But really, it's just, I dare say this now, it's minute 16. How am I doing, Christ? You're doing fine, but look at the church. The hell? Did the church just turn into a fucking black witch? It's almost like I'm looking at Christ. Like, whose feet is that underneath the house? The good witches, or what the hell happened? You know, where did the fucking land of Oz go, or whatever? I'm sorry. Where's all the color again? Everybody knows that that's one of the things to understand. The scientists would warn us. Oh, and by the way, you're going to be deceived by everything. Why? Because just put a word in charge in the wrong way. Put a word in charge, just your mind. Put your mind in charge. The unseen mind. Put a man in charge. I am not a biased person. I love men. I love women. I love everything. I'm being protected here, and I'm kind of having to deal with. Okay, I want to get back to how stupid it's getting, and it's like, okay, yeah. So because babes in the 20's, it was top hats. Even though people were miserable, you were to just start chugging away and make it to the metropolis because fuck the farmland. They're trying to make you get money going, and don't you think it's looking more like a computer over there, right? And that's what they want you to do here is I'm trying to do it. And I'm warning the entire earthly population right now that if God, me, the universe, has to touch PayPal or Vimeo or any kind of monetary system to actually rely on it, for what? For support? Of course it's going to collapse. Be glad I have just been stalled a little bit here, taking my time. What happened was I got on the phone. It was 2 days ago, and I tried to explain it on Facebook what happened. It was weird. It was a scene out of a horror movie, science horror movie, where it's just like now you're being filed through by just pure machinery, and you're like, how do I get out of prison here? And they're like, huh? I can't hear you. Huh? Huh? I can't hear. Huh? Wait, could you say that again? No. Huh? And it's like, well, excuse me. Oh, well yeah. I think I need. Do I need a new cell phone, or do I need new money, or do I need more money? Is my bill paid up? Huh? 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 See, I'm somebody who's this close to selling everything and just going to Africa and saying, fuck you. Who else? How do we get a hold of those people that done that? See, are they on the internet, and do they only stick to the internet, and do they only communicate through the internet? If so, I'm sure not connected to them. I wish that they would locate me. Have you heard? Where did the people go? Where did the intelligent people go? Sorry, I mean, what I mean is, where do the people who know go? It's kind of like this, babes, in your personal relationship, and I know you love this subject matter, but it's everywhere, and I'm not talking about any one person, believe it or not, but a narcissist in your life, once you start talking about narcissism and just maybe the problems of the planet or anything, they take everything personally, especially having fun, so it's hard to be with those people. Getting back to place is riddled with it. It's just, you have to figure that out. And then when you do figure something out worthwhile, this is the way it goes. I'm telling you, it's the kind of religion here. It's either that, see, if you realize you become it, empath, and you realize, oh God, this place needs help. Well, you become a counselor, or and who pays you? The people that are running for what? Money, right? It's a weird thing, and it's like, yeah, of course, the healers are to be our leaders in such a way. Will they be making the most? They should have the most. They, in fact, should be paying people of their lifestyles. They should be paying people of how to live. And did you do the right thing or the wrong thing? In God we trust. What the fuck happened? I'll tell you what happened. The words are stupid. People are taking, first of all, they're taking them literally, whatever literally means. Well, it's good to talk words, and then add the literal in there, because literature, they're taking they're taking literature only, literally, literature only, literally, literal only, literally. Sorry. Really, if we can get out of Babylon, would help, and that's what my thing is all about here. What I'm doing here, which is going to reduce down. See, if it works for anybody here, if it worked for anybody here personally, if you're watching this and you're personally in my life, any people in my life personally, just one. How unfortunate. Because it's up to you. If it worked just a hair, and you say, no, 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 this has pulled me out of the funk that I swear to God I could have swore that I was going to be stuck forever in a certain funk, but now I'm kind of seeing that I can get past my full-on encapsulation. I know that I'm entrapped. I'm running in fear. I want to suck everything down, and everything wants to get away from me, because I do not want to let go of this goddamn black hole set atop of my neck, this lump on my fucking shoulder called my head, that I think is more important than being a better presence to this plane, especially the truth and or other people, my relationships, awareness itself. Now, it's not your fault, folks. I'm not yelling at you. You probably had an asshole around you who thought that they can tell you something about your life when you were a kid. And when I talk about your life, Huns, Christ talks about a life for you waiting. That if you can get past that hellhole and not put her on the cross instead, and then keep your hellhole going and say, yay, and through money. You have gone this way. Yes, you have. Even though, see, the reverse system, which means to fucking say it again and put it upside down and backwards, that says, in God we trust. Let's see if they figure it out intergalactically. It looks like you've all figured it out. You're all consenting, and you know your language, and because of the language, it's all reflecting. I mean, really, but no. We have an occupation on this plane that knows damn well, we need to talk about this and use that language and point it out more, and talk about language and talk about words and talk about the mind. And that particular occupation has been here for over 2,000 years, over 5,000 years, over 8,000 years, called Tibetan Buddhism. And they contemplate even now to this day. And of course, there's a lot of war around these places. Around the holy places, there's a lot of war. Why? See, that you can just say that those places, Africa has some. I don't know. We don't know where we are, to tell you the truth. When we get more and more shoved into the modern day world, where they hold up maps and say, here it is, and you can go here, there, and we know to the inch. It's like, yeah, right. The only way we get there is through a plane. You're gonna set us down. We're gonna try to run there with a fucking horse. We don't really know what's out there. And by the way, because it can't be just this is a fucking imprisonment here. And look at how tattered it is, and look how it's like, just let them confetti it up with their brains. Let their brains confetti them up. And the whole place just being, nobody is being present, not even with anything. It's the fucking planet of, we're not really involved. Well, how do you get away with that? Money! Money does it for us. A1, 100%. How? Controls our food, controls our water, and it controls our safety as far as the shelter that we can just block. And I can put these earphones on and put my goddamn eye muffs on. Woo! We're doing real science now!